Everything you're about to hear may or may not be true. This is Psychic Migraine. We were running whores and whiskey, shotguns and bedpans and you name it, between Omaha and South Dakota during the gold rush days. And I hate to say it, but we'd haul whatever. But one day this feller, queer looking feller, very peculiar in mannerisms, asked us if we would transport a coffin between Omaha and Spearfish, South Dakota. Well, of course we said yes, and we thought this man must be transporting his family remains back to their homeland. We headed out from Omaha, same as usual. 3 horses in tow. I think one of their names was Petunia or something like that. But I don't know, we got about 70 miles out of town, started getting dark. We thought, well, we'll press on just a little bit and maybe find a clearing. Sure enough, we did, and made camp there that night. Me and Petunia got to know each other a little bit better with some of the whiskey that we were transporting. And I thought it was strange because I heard some sort of noise. It was a scratching over by the wagon. I didn't think much of it, and I had better things to do with my hands, so I ignored it that night. And we made about 50 miles that next day. It's a tough time, and we ended up getting into camp pretty late. By the time we pulled into a little clearing, built a fire, and laid down to sleep. About, I don't know, had to be 2 in the morning, something like that. I hear this scratching again. This time it's louder, followed by the noise of some sort of wood being pushed aside. I got up and looked out, looked around. I couldn't see anything, so I went back to bed. I think that was about the stupidest thing I could have done at that point, looking back. Of course, we all woke up after the scream started. I grabbed my shotgun, double barrel, Winchester, and proceeded to run towards the fire. And I saw Petunia by the firelight. She had, her neck was ripped open. She was bleeding out. And I knew it was only a matter of time, seconds, before she dropped dead. And I waited for those seconds. I did. She didn't drop. Her eyes rolled into the back of her head. And she looked like the devil itself. God damn it, I unloaded 2 double-aught buckshot straight into Petunia, my sweet Petunia. But to no avail. She started crawling across that fire, setting her fancy dress on fire, and blood was streaming out from her heart, and she was going to kill me. My partner, Williams, snuck around the back, hit her with an axe handle, and that didn't stop her. Then hit her with an axe, And that didn't stop her. She was out for blood. She was not right, boy, I tell you. Somehow, out of nowhere, we got an Indian attack. Arrow, arrow, arrow. And by God, if one of them arrows didn't land straight through Sweet Petunia's heart, killed her on the spot. Naturally, I escaped. And hate to say it, but my partner in crime perished that night from a gunshot. But I left with 2 whores in tow, a horse named Charlie, and a bottle of whiskey. And we made our way to Spearfish, South Dakota, only to spend my earnings at the table.